No interviews on the tape.
You already know, man. It's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.5.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. Coming live every Saturday morning through your speakers on the Beat 105.5. Hey, Rad Man and crew, always willing to be here talking sports of all sorts each and every week. We ain't talking about what we heard. We talking about what we know on the Real Deal Sports Show with the Rad Man. And let me open up. I'm wearing the Jackie Robinson jersey today because, well, not jersey, but shirt, T-shirt with his photo on it, sliding in, stealing home plate. Back in the day, April 1st, baseball started a couple of days ago, and I always think of April 15th. Jackie Robinson's birthday is quickly coming upon us, so we salute Jackie Robinson and all the greatness that he gave us on the ball field, and also some of the off of the ball field as well with Jackie Robinson for sure. So we salute Jackie Robinson this week and the next 3 weeks as we lead up to his April 15th birthday. And that's when all the Major League Baseball teams will be wearing his jersey on that date. With all ball games being played on April 15th, the Major League ball players, as a tradition now, wears the number 42, the legendary number 42 of the LA Dodger, Brooklyn Dodger, and then eventually LA Dodger, legendary ball player for sure, and Jackie Robinson. And now we go to the NFL. We're going to go shortly to the NFL beat and talk about the NFL, what we got going on. But you know what? We're going to do a little bit of the Rad Man rant. And as we get into the Rad Man rant, we're going to talk about what's going on in the world of sports. One thing I want to give a quick shout out before we're going to get to basketball again later in the show. But JuJu Watkins, that injury that she sustained, the torn ACL that she sustained earlier this week for the University of Southern California basketball team, that was hard to take. A great ball player. Hopefully she'll be back late next season around this time. Hopefully she'll rehab it and be ready to go and be better than ever, because that game she did 2 weeks ago against UCLA, 38 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. That was a classic game, classic JuJu Watkins, because it took all of those 38 points to defeat that UCLA women's basketball team with those twin towers that they have, that Lauren Betts and them. Man, they're no joke. That 6'7" Lauren Betts, JuJu went to work on them in that game, and that was a great contest. But on social media, you had a photo that went viral of JuJu Watkins sitting next to Jaden Daniels, the Rookie of the Year quarterback of the Washington Commanders. They were sitting next to each other, looked like at a basketball game. They were sitting next to each other, talking, having a little conversation there. Looked like they were exchanging phone numbers, things of that nature. And then all of a sudden, Jaden Daniels' mom comes and sits in between them. And she looks like she looked like she was having some words there. And both of the, I don't know what she said, but man, what she said was like, woo, man. Mrs. Daniels, man, she sat in between them, and both of them went back to their phones and looked like they were back on their phones. I don't know, checking their messages out and things of that nature. Hey, don't hate Mrs. Daniels, but appreciate your son is doing a great job. And JuJu Watkins, a great ball player already, up-and-coming ball player, another athlete as well. So, hey, that might not be a bad person for him to meet and for him to go out with and possibly date. So the way she was sitting there with her body language was like, man, that was a rough one there to see. So if you see it on video, you let us know here on our Facebook page or on YouTube. Remember, subscribe to the show, because we coming to you live from the Rock Palm Brokers studio each and every week here. Real Deal Sports Show. Check us out. Let us know what you think. Do you think Jaden Daniels' mom was right and sitting in between the two of them and then saying what she had to say, and looked like both of them were like, oh boy, okay, here we go. And Jane was like, oh man, Mom, you're embarrassing me on this one right here. especially when they got the big TV screen. Looked like they knew they were on the big monitor as well at that arena. So let the Rad Man know what you think. What you think of that piece that went viral was JuJu and Jaden Daniels. Would they make a nice couple? Or also, do you think the mom was right in how she handled the situation at the basketball arena? Let us know, and you can let us know on Facebook. Let us know on YouTube. Feel free to give an answer to us on that regarding that incident. And I'm going to have BacSpin toward the end of the show give us commentary as well on that one also. Now we're going to go to the NFL, and let's get right to the NFL action. The free agency continues on. The Bills, of course, look like they're waiting around to see what they're going to do with their draft, draft some players, and then possibly bring some veteran players in after that. They made their first few moves. Let's see. But around the league, the New York Giants, the New York Football Giants, picked signing Russell Wilson. They just signed him this week, and then the week prior, they signed Jameis Winston. So they have them two veteran quarterbacks. They're up in the draft. They got a chance to pick one of the top quarterbacks coming out this year, Cam Ward. Tennessee Titans have the number 1 draft pick. With the Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns are right there. Well, Cleveland, I don't know why. Cleveland, heck, I would definitely choose one of these guys. The New York Giants, they have an opportunity with the 3rd pick. What are the Giants going to do? Maybe that's why they picked Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. They signed those 2 guys just in case they can't get one of the top 2 quarterbacks in this NFL draft, because that's what you need, a quarterback. Cam Ward, he looks like he's turning heads down there in Tennessee. I mean, that Levis guy is a bum. The way he turned the ball over, the Titans already have a good defense, so Travis Hunter would be a great luxury fit for them. But they probably could pick up another cornerback in free agency, a veteran guy, because their defensive front is huge. They got decent linebackers. All they need, the problem with the Tennessee Titans last season, it wasn't their defense, it was their offense. They need a quarterback who will not turn the football over. That guy turned the ball over, man. Unbelievable. One time he was on his knees and he tried to throw the ball out to the wide receiver, and it was an easy pick 6 in that game. Oh, that was one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in the National Football League, by the way. And the head coach of the Titans said, this young man got to learn. He cannot turn the ball over and make the kind of ridiculous mistakes that he's been making, and he made it all season. He seemed like he never learned. So I would not be surprised if Tennessee go with Cam Ward at that number 1 pick. Shador, I would not be surprised. Cleveland Browns. Hey, Deshaun Watson, you done deferred his money for the next 5 to 10 years, probably. Keep deferring some of his money. He's going to get that full guaranteed contract. But you could get Shador, bring him in, because you definitely need a quarterback. I thought Jameis Winston was going to be your quarterback, but once again, Jameis being Jameis, he looked good on one play, and then the very next play, he turns the ball over. You just can't have that type of up and down pass catching interceptions in the National Football League and expect to win at this level. It's just no way, no how. You can't do it. So Cleveland, I think Shador, it might be your guy. Or if the Raiders somehow make a deal, the Raiders definitely want Shador. So it's going to be interesting with this NFL draft coming up with the signings around the league. There's a lot of different guys being picked up currently in the National Football League. So keep an eye out on that, and let's see what happens with Shador, with Cam Ward. Those 2 guys are going to go. They're going to go in the top 3 or 4 picks. There's no way they're getting out of the top 5 or the top 10. They're definitely going to be picked in the top 10. You got some guys talking about Shador may fall past the top 10. That's come on, man. Are you for real? No way, no how that you're going to see Shador get drafted after the number 10 pick in this year's draft. The guy is too much talented. He did too much with a team that had an offensive line problem. The guy completed 70% of his passes. You can't pass up on a guy with an offensive line that was horrible. The man was running for his life half the time on the football field for the Colorado Buffaloes. The guy did all he could do. 70% passing completion on a team that wasn't the top team in the college. Man, come on, you got to give it to him. He's going to be a top 3 pick. And that's why the head coach, his dad, Deion Sanders, just was rewarded with a big-time contract. Congratulations to the University of Colorado for locking him up for the next 5 years with that big multi-deal. He's one of the top paid coaches in college football, Deion Sanders. Hey, he deserves every penny of it. He brought a winning team. Remember, Colorado was 1 win and 11 losses. 1 win, 11 losses, and he turned that team around. They even had a bowl game this past season. So Deion is having going in the right direction. He's already recruiting, getting guys out of the portal once again. He's even getting some top high school players to sign up to come to Colorado. So keep an eye. Travis Hunter, he brought him in, took him to Jackson State, then brought him with him from Jackson State to Colorado and became a top team, became the Heisman Trophy winner. So a lot of young people can see, hey, Deion Sanders got a Heisman Trophy winner that played at Jackson State, then played at the University of Colorado, and still was able to win the Heisman Trophy. So that says a lot for Deion Sanders right there. Not many coaches can go to maybe to a HBCU or a Division 1A, AA team, and then move up to a Division 1 team and still win that Heisman Trophy. So that speaks volumes. Congratulations to Deion Sanders on that achievement and receiving the new contract with the Colorado Buffaloes. And they're going to be interesting to see them in the upcoming season, how much they improve with their play and how they can get the job done in the college football. So keep an eye on that. Remember that JuJu Watkins, Jaden Daniels thing. Like it, hit it, like it, subscribe to the show on YouTube, Facebook. Get your comments in there for sure. Definitely, we want to let you know about some of our advertisers, the award-winning Marion Rivera Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue, 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give the friend of the show, Marion Rivera, a call, 585 area code 360-0094. Give her a call. She'll get your insurance right. If she took care of the Rad Man and his family and saved us a hell of a lot of money, I guarantee you Marion Rivera Insurance Agency will save you and your family a hell of a lot of money as well. Give her a call. It's time to match that quote. If your insurance went up like mine did a few years ago, hey, I turn and start look around, start shopping your insurance, shop it and see who got the better quote, and also matching apples for apples. And definitely, Marion Rivera does that for you. So check her out, Marion Rivera's Insurance Agency, Auto, Home, Health, and Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue, 511 Bean Road. Yes, indeed. Check her out for sure. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. You're seeing more guys looking around the league. We'll see what the NFL is going to do. You got more games overseas. Jacksonville, they signed their quarterback, Trevor, to a large contract. They're not looking for a quarterback, which they really should be, but they're not. So it's going to be interesting to see some of these upcoming changes with some of these NFL teams and some of these teams going on the road. And also another signing that was big in our division, in the Buffalo Bills AFC East, Stefon Diggs is back in the division. He signed a $69 million contract with the New England Patriots. And you got to give Stefon Diggs credit. This is like his 4th or 5th contract, big money contract that he's gotten signed. This guy knows how to get him a new contract. He keeps himself in shape. He's coming off of the knee injury, the torn ACL, but he must have showed the Patriots something. He went up there, met with the Patriots, and the Patriots ended up signing him to a 3-year deal. So Stefon Diggs with the Patriots, Mike Vrabel, the head coach that came over from the Tennessee Titans, he likes a physical football team. He likes guys like Stefon Diggs, guys that talk a lot of talk, and walk the walk. That's Mike Vrabel's type of player. Watch out for the New England Patriots. I feel they're going to be a hell of a lot better this upcoming season. They're going to be a much more physical team on defense, and on offense, Stefon Diggs gives their quarterback Mays another high-quality receiver to throw to. And they're probably going to add in some other receivers during free agency and also in the draft. And also Joe Milton, the backup quarterback. Man, I really like that Joe Milton a lot, man. That Milton he got a strong arm. He can get the ball down the field. He can run. that play he made against the Buffalo Bills was one of the best plays I've seen all season. This kid ran to his right and threw the ball back to the left. And I mean, he threw it like a rocket, man. That ball, the Gen Stat said it was the fastest throw of the entire season. As a matter of fact, it was one of the fastest and hardest throw. I mean, he let that ball rip. That ball zipped. He let it go. He threw it across the field, and poor Taylor Rapp, he thought he was back far enough. He was nowhere near the ball. Taylor Rapp was like 5 to 10 yards. The man threw the ball about 5 to 10 yards over Taylor Rapp's head, right to a wide open wide receiver for a touchdown early in that football game against the Buffalo Bills. And then he threw another one right at the pylon that they called out of bounds. The guy caught it right. I mean, he threw it right at the goal line between the goal, and the guy got pushed out by the Bills defender. The man caught it. I mean, that was another laser. I keep an eye on Joe Milton. This guy, I think he can start in the National Football League. So we'll see what he can do and what Joe Milton might get that opportunity if Mays is not the real deal over there with the New England Patriots. But the New England Patriots, the future is looking bright. My Buffalo Bills running out of time because now more and more teams are starting to get better. They're starting to get better, bigger and better. So keep an eye out on that. And next, before our first guest comes on the show, we're going to have a event. She's coming on the show next, and her appearance is brought to you by the Advantage Federal Credit Union at AdvantageFCU.org for auto loans, Visa cards, student checking accounts, and much, much more. Check out the Advantage Federal Credit Union because their car loans, man, they got a hell of a deal on auto loans. If you're looking for a car before the madman goes up on the tariff with 25% tariffs on automobiles or 21%, whatever the heck it is, it's a hell of an increase. You better get a car before March 31st because they said by the time those cars get off the lot during the month of April, that 21% going to be added on to you and me, the customers. So check out Advantage Federal Credit Union on those auto loans. Those auto loans are very reasonable, 4.99%. Man, you can't beat 4.99%. Well, I did when it was 1.99% a few years ago, but that was back in 2020. But check them out, Advantage Federal Credit Union for the auto loans, Visa cards, student checking accounts, and much, much more. And now we're going to go to our first guest of the day. And she's coming on to talk about health and fitness. Our usual guest comes on once a month. I'm glad to have her back. Shalom Singer, welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Great. Hey, the weather's starting to break.
That's right. That's right. And everybody talking about what I'm going to do with this body to be ready by the summer. Let's find out.
That's right. Let's start your fitness journey with Shalom. How can people get starting their fitness journey?
All right. So first you got to assess what your fitness journey actually is. Consider your fitness goals. Break it down for real. Start low and then progressively slowly add to what it is. So, build your activities and your daily routine. So some things to think about, I would say, pick up equipment designs from activities that you just might have in mind. Think about planning to invest in some exercise equipment or just choose something that's, completely practical. Like let's go for a walk, things of that nature, and enjoy the things that you do. Consider using an activity tracker. Everybody got their phones. Everybody got their Apple Health, their Samsung Health. I'm a Samsung girl. I love my Samsung Health guide. It helps me. And then think about considering like tracking it. Think about how many steps do you actually do per day. Start realistically because your fitness journey is your lifestyle. So be like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be ready and drop these 20 pounds. Be real, be realistic so you can enjoy it and adapt it to your lifestyle. So you don't got to do this every year. We got to go through this. So think about exercising in short sessions a few times during the day, during the week to fit into your schedule. Something like 30 minutes a day, 15 minutes, little stuff to make it, enjoy it, feel it, have fun with it. That's the one thing that I think separates where we are in life now, that nobody's enjoying their fitness journey. They make it like, oh, I have to go to the gym or I have to do this. You don't have to do anything. I want you to change your mindset and thinking about why you're doing it. What benefits does it have outside of physical? Brain health. So we'll come all the way back up to that. And then just think about considering adding music. We love music. Music is life. Yes. Okay, that is the biggest part. It'll change your mood. It'll change everything. It'll slow you down. It'll pick you up. When your song come on and you on that treadmill, Can't nobody tell you to get off. You gonna finish no matter if your treadmill time is done or you just keeping it moving. And so just also considering being mindful in your progress for the first 6 weeks. You know, every few months after that, go back and assess yourself. So sometimes people don't know where to start. Need that physical and that commitment. Somebody hold them accountable to where they are, to where they want to be. And that's where our trainers come into play. That's where you have coaches. So we here to help. All those things to keep in mind.
When do you think a person should consider a coach?
Oh, from the very beginning. From the very beginning. So you don't have to so much think about it. Your coach guides you through things. It comes all the way back to when you step outside. Well, which direction do I go? Well, do you know your neighborhood? How far do you want to go? Little things like that. And those are something simple where you can assess somebody over the phone. You know, you can have a virtual conversation. You don't physically have to go into a gym to do something to that degree.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And what type of, if you're thinking about a coach, what type of pricing what do you think the average would? What's the cost of?
Right now, fitness coaching is huge right now. So $20.
Is that per day or hour?
Per session. They can set you up with. They assess you, understanding what your goals are, where you want to go, where you physically are, where you mentally are. Put a program together with you, and then they'll set you off. You may meet with them once a month. You may meet with them once a week. It's up to you and financially where you are.
Exactly. But the key is getting that. And how about if they want to use equipment, things of that nature? What do you advise for just a beginner or someone just saying, hey, I know I need to exercise. I know I need to do something. What do you advise? How do they get themselves started?
An exercise band is your best friend. You can take it with you wherever you go. My clients, when they go on vacations, bring their bands with them. There is no excuse. You do not need to go to the gym at the hotel. So exercise band and when you buy that, make sure you get the part that you can snap into the door. And you can find those at TJ Maxx. You can find them at Marshall's. You can go to the sports goods stores. And they range from $7 to $35. They're not very expensive at all. Different bands. The thicker the band is, the more resistance you have. That'll be the heavier it is. So the smaller, you can get a whole pack of them from the lightest to the thickest.
And how do people, for eating wise, their nutritional values? Is it more fruits and vegetables this time of year? What would you suggest for this spring season?
Definitely. So for this season, of course, that we're coming upon, we're going to have more variety in the stores. So the richer the color is, I would say focus on more colors in your foods. So, and try to stay away from processed foods and sugars right now. So all that sweet stuff is coming up. And if you can pick it up and eat it right then, think about, what is it doing for you? Is it setting you up to fail? It's going to spike your sugar levels, and then now your brain is all over the place. It can't think clearly. So thinking about grabbing an apple instead of grabbing a bag of chips, that apple is going to be able to carry you through 3-4 hours when you're about to be hungry. And now you're thirsty from eating all that salt from eating a bag of chips. So do your body some good.
You got me on that one. I like a sub and some chips. Oh man,
okay.
Got to wean myself away from that one.
Yes. I get that water in, Gatorade's water, those things, those electrolytes that are in those Gatorades and those drinks. Stay away from that pop.
Stay away from that pop. The
Gatorade is more beneficial.
Oh, it is. Okay, it is more benefit. I hear some people saying it's not, that much benefit, but it is because with the electrolytes.
Over a pop, yes. When you're comparing a pop to a Gatorade, of course, then it comes all the way back down to some water.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Where water would be the best part of it. But that piece you're saying that you could connect on the door. What is that called again?
So it's the connector part. It's like the doorknob.
Uh-huh.
So you can put your band through it, and you can change the range of where you put your exercise band. If you want to pull it from a higher angle from the top of your door, you can snap it in the door, or you can pull it from the bottom without having to stand on it.
Okay. And a band is this? What is a band?
A nice big exercise band with the handles on it.
And and you're able to get a nice workout, a reasonable workout.
Total body workout. Oh, it's more than reasonable. It's plus. Yeah, those dumbbells that you carry around sometimes, you have to configure what size you want, how heavy they are, how they feel. Exercise bands are definitely my go-to.
Excellent. That's what people really need, things of that this time of year, to get out. And even if they can just get that walk in, as you're saying, even with the headset, with the wireless, listen to your music or whatever you want to listen to, and get that walk in.
Get that walk in. Those are the forever, though, that never changes. All over, from the physical therapy all the way to general fitness, walking is the number one go-to. And then if something happens to your joints, get in that water and walk in the water.
Yeah, how important is that? Getting in the water, getting in the pool, and walking, even for our non-swimmers, to get in there in the shallow end and walk.
The water brings so many more positive experiences to your body. You know, you can do so much more with the resistance of the water. You can feel freer in the water. No resistance on your joints, all of that. So it's a plus. And then when you get more comfortable and you add that swimming portion of it, whoo, it's a whole different ball game. It's plus. Swimming, is my go-to.
Exactly. And mine too. It definitely helps you out, your joints. And I believe I'm a testimony on that. It gets your joints and everything feeling good and getting yourself ready for the day. No doubt about it. Shalom. How can people get in contact with you?
My email is there. Put it in the chat for you. And my website. All that information is right available. Spell it right.
Okay. Yes, indeed. For the people on our radio listenership, definitely can get a hold of you for sure at pearlsphysique.com.
Yes, that's it. That's my website, and you can email me there if you have any questions and just some general information on where you'd like to go, when to get there. And if you have any questions, I'm very connected within the community and with rec centers and free. There's so much access that the communities have, no matter where you are. General fitness is available, from the YMCAs to the rec centers to the community programming. It's here.
It's free, right? You got places, you mentioned places you could pay a monthly fee, like the Ys and things of that, down to the rec centers where it's very little. It's almost free to the people, especially to the city of Rochester residents.
That's right. Yeah, they have yoga classes, they have Zumba classes, they have line dance classes, and those are all free.
Wow. You hear that, everybody? Free.
All right. Those are free. And of course, that they make sure all their instructors are certified. They don't just hire anybody. So all their instructors are certified. They're knowledgeable. They have a great following. They have enthusiasm, and they're ready to, serve our community.
Absolutely. Shalom. Thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to having you back next month. And we're going to talk about a little bit more of spring activity, and hopefully spring might have sprung by then, hopefully.
I hope so.
Absolutely. You have yourself a great day.
Thank you for having me. You too.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Our next segment of the show brought to you by Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Company. Give them a call, 585-360-0132 for all your printing needs. Monwell Floyd has a brand new location. We'll have a big announcement on that brand new location on next week's show. But right now, Image Printer Marketing, stop on through. Check out Image Printer for all your marketing needs. Flyers, banners, the whole signage for your business, the whole 9 yards. It can be done with Image Printer. And also Challenge the Community News, Western New York's largest weekly African-American newspaper. Buff, new website, BuffChallNews.com, S as in Sam.com, BuffChallNews.com. Check out the website. You can check out the fine articles in this week's Challenge the Community News. There's a lot of fine articles in this week's edition. A lot of history on the first Black people coming to Western New York was back in 1870. Read all about that in the history, the Black History section on the inside cover, page 3. Excellent Black history of the first Black people coming to Western New York. And they went to Chicago, and they the guy had a business, had a bar room and everything. Oh man, had a bar room and the whole 9 yards. It's a very interesting read. He sold a lot to the Cattaraugus Native American tribe and everything. Very interesting read on the first Black people in this area. So check that out in the Challenger Community News on a weekly basis. Buff, remember, new website, BuffChallNews.com, BuffChallNews.com. Definitely check it out each week at most businesses in the community for sure. And now we move on. We got time for our basketball guru, our man with it. Hey, this man has a pass to the has credentials for the male and the female Final Four. That's how tough this guy is. We're rolling in high company here with Chris Gardner. Chris Gardner, welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show.
Thank you, Rad, man. How you doing, man? Good morning to you.
I know it was a late night. Good morning to you. I know you were up late watching that.
Yep.
That was a crazy ending to the Houston game last night. Can you let the people know what did head coach at Houston? He just outcoached the Purdue head coach at the end of the game.
You know, it was interesting, and you know, we were up late because we had to do our post game show after the Cougs basketball games, and so we were done like around 1 o'clock Houston time. So, yeah. But it's just Coach Sampson had a great play call, inbound call, and looking back at the play itself, I did not realize I wasn't paying attention that Purdue did not put a man on the inbounder. So Houston's Milos Uzan was not obstructed. So he passed the ball to a teammate, stepped inbounds. This is all with 2 seconds left, 2.8 seconds left in the game. Stepped inbounds real quickly, you know, to become eligible to catch a pass. His teammate gave a bounce pass back, and Uzan was still open and laid it up with 0.9 seconds left for the game winner, and Houston advances to the Elite Eight with a 62-60 win over Purdue. Great comeback by Purdue. Purdue is a very good team. Salute to them.
Yeah, they are. They're very good. I noticed they play a lot different than Gene Katie when he was a coach back in the day.
We're showing our age there, Rad, man. Showing our age on that one, man.
I know people out there. I know we are. If you know about Gene Katie, hey, you over the age of 50 for sure. But Purdue was very entertaining to watch. I like how they played against Houston, and they forced Houston to shoot threes as they normally would do. But the inside game, man, it was a very back and forth contest, and Houston got out of there alive on that contest and lived to play another day. Very, very entertaining contest. Do you think Cryer, he had an off game? He didn't seem to. You think Houston must have him? He must contribute for them to continue winning, right, Chris?
Oh, without a doubt. He started off. He was 1 for 11. And real quick, I know this is your show. I want to get your thoughts on this. 1 for 11. Mm-hmm. But unlike Rick Pitino, who sat his best player, R.J. Lewis, Coach Kelvin Sampson stuck with L.J. Cryer. After a timeout, drew up a play for L.J. Cryer, and Cryer hit a huge three-pointer. So he finished the game just 2 for 13, but that second shot he made, that three-pointer was really big for the Cougs to hold on and get the victory.
Yes. That was I'm glad you brought that up on Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino's player looked like he was totally out of his mind in that game because when he took him out the game, he was trying to start a fight with the guy on the other team. He had pushed the guy, and the guy had made the shot on him and started talking stuff, and he was ready to get start throwing some blows there, and Pitino got him out. But I thought he was going to put him back in the game too. But I think Pitino thought that his player was so discombobulated, and Pitino is emotional. I think he got emotional because his kid was not mentally there for his team, and he was so frustrated that he was ready to fight somebody. And I think the emotions got to Pitino. Pitino should have put the kid back in to see if he could do something to help them, and especially in that. And that was a real good game too, especially to get them a chance to get back in it. Chris, I think Pitino was his own worst enemy on that one.
I think so as well. I mean, Kelvin Sampson is emotional. Also, you see him on the sidelines being fiery and getting after his players. But it comes down to it, and RJ, he is emotional too, and got into it and was out of it mentally because he wasn't shooting well. He got frustrated. But if he's your best player, you can, as a coach, choose to discipline him after the game. But they say to him in the moment, all right, you messed up. You were hot. I took you out to cool you off real quick, but I'm going to put you back in the game because we need you. We're going to ride with you. So go back in there, and then after the game, we'll talk about what you did during the game. But let's go get this win. That's what I think he should have done, handled it differently. But, easy to say for me, hindsight 2020. But since I'm a proud Houston Cougar alum, Coach Sampson stuck with LJ Cryer, and LJ rewarded him with that huge three-pointer down the stretch. And then, of course, Milos Uzan with the game-winning basket with an assist from a Houston sophomore, big man, JoJo Tugler, who was from a Houston area high school. So it all ties together.
Really? Wow. They really stuck together. That's one thing. They played good enough defense too. They where the other kid, Patino's kid, was discombobulated totally. But your Cryer and them all stuck together through thick and thin and was able to pull that out. One game I was disappointed the other night was Arkansas. Well, how did Arkansas just lose a 16-point lead like that with 8 minutes left in the game?
I mean, it's a salute to Texas Tech. And as I'm wearing my Big 12 hat, Commissioner Yomark, you want to give me some money for that, wearing that Big 12 hat proudly.
He better.
Texas Tech, they came through, JT Toppin, better defensive game. Demarion Williams came through clutch. Different guys stepped up. Radman, that's another example. Coach Cal, the more he's coached, he's kind of in clutch situations, kind of lost that magic that he had over the years. But salute to Grant McCaslin. They got to step up in weight class today against Florida. But they got to the Elite Eight. So 2 teams from the Big 12 reached the Elite Eight. 4 teams from the SEC are in the Elite Eight. And then, of course, Duke from the ACC and Michigan State from the Big 10.
Yes, indeed. And what the Duke seemed to just seem to have Duke and Florida both seem to have a really good teams. I mean, especially the Duke defenders, man, they have long reaches, man. It's hard to get around those guys.
Oh, yeah. Duke is not just the Cooper Flag show. And that's one thing that their players showed when Cooper missed a couple of games with the ankle injury. They all stepped up. Duke's defense is much better than people realize, want to accept or acknowledge or give them credit for. Their offense is elite. They got guys, Tyrese Proctor can score, Con Knibble can score, of course, Cooper Flag can score. So their offense and their defense are excellent. Duke-Alabama matchup should be one for the ages. Alabama come off making 25 3-pointers in one game. Poor BYU.
Ooh. BYU. I had BYU winning that one, too. I thought BYU.
Oh, George, you should have texted me, man. I said, no way. BYU defense is not on that level. Not on that level. No way. No.
Oh, man. I wish I would have I should have texted you. I would have saved me some change on that one. Man, oh, man. Yeah, they got blown out. They got run out the gym. And that kind. But what is the key to Alabama today? What do they have to do to beat Duke?
Make threes. I mean, I don't know about making 25 threes, but take care of the basketball for sure. Take care of the basketball. All-American Mark Sears got to stay out of foul trouble. But really just be who they are. Alabama basketball is fast. It's going to be a fast-paced game, up and down game. Don't blink too much because you might miss a lot of action. Mm-hmm. But low turnovers and hitting the rebound, hitting those boards, and just limiting mistakes because Duke will make you pay.
They certainly will. They would definitely. I noticed that in the last 2 games, man, they made their opponent pay on missed shots, and then once they block your shot, man, they seem like they're
off and running.
Off and running, man, off and running. And the number 9, the kid, I think he's from the Sudan. He's got a hell of a wingspan. The way
wingspan, height, athletic, great timing, and he's new to basketball. So just think what he'll be in a few years.
Yes. I think he played on their Olympic team, the young man. So yeah, he's just learning the game. So man, congrats to Luol Deng and those guys that helped put that team together over there.
Yes,
after the Olympic team, they're doing a hell of a job over there.
They are. Great point, George. Great point.
They really are. Now you seeing guys like this come over, and they not like Mutombo. This kid got, like you said, you can see he got a lot more basketball skill.
He's fluid. Lateral quickness, everything. So, yep, it's a great sign for the country. And he's another key. Alabama's Grant Nelson, big man. It might be at some points in the game. Grant Nelson against Cooper Flag. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a fun matchup. For all the games still left to be played in the tournament, men's side and women's side, I hope that the referees don't call it too tight or so tightly that the players cannot decide the game on the court.
Yeah. Yeah, they really do. Because the game last night, I was shocked with the guy. It was an obvious goaltending in the first half of that game. I could not believe they didn't see that guy take the ball off the rim. But the Michigan player, the guy take the ball off, but the Purdue player take it off the rim.
All three refs missed that one. And it was obvious too. So yeah,
that was obvious. So the referees definitely need to let these kids play. Let them play. Don't come with all these touch fouls and things like that. Florida is that going to be a massacre at Florida over Texas Tech tonight?
I think so, George. Texas Tech is without one of their best, most likely. Chance McMillan has been battling an injury for a while. He kind of did warm up and shoot around in the previous game. So if he's able to play, I'm not sure how close to 100% he'll be, but Florida is just on a roll. They're on a mission. Their offense is excellent. They got an All-American, but the defense as well. They're deep, long, athletic, physical. I hope it's competitive, but I'm not expecting a lot. No, and I guess that is kind of a backhand to Texas Tech because they've had a hell of a season. But Florida is on paper that much better than Tech. Yeah, and just seeing it with my own eyeballs, the way Arkansas went inside on Texas Tech, it was like, man, it's a shame on Arkansas for not holding on and winning that contest because they were the better team for sure. Michigan State. How's that Michigan State coach? No matter who wears that uniform, to me they look the same. They play the same type of game. No matter who dresses up in the Michigan State basketball uniform on the men's side, they always seem to play great defense and force their opponent into mistakes. Coach Tom Izzo, he's another old head coach. He's established that Michigan State culture of toughness, players diving on the floor for loose balls, similar to Houston head coach Kelvin Sampson, Tennessee head coach Rick Barnes. They're from that older generation of physicality, wins out, defense, rebounding. George, Jace Richardson, son of Jason Richardson, who was part of the Flintstones back in the day with Mateen Cleaves and them. That's how I feel old now watching the son of a guy I covered back in the day. But different guys step up for Michigan State. 8 teams left, George. All 8 of them are good, and all 8 have various levels of chances to win it all. I think Texas Tech might have the least of the 8 because they're playing Florida, a great Florida team. But Michigan State is on a roll. Salute to Tom Izzo once again. It's March, and his teams are playing their best basketball of the season. They certainly are. And Rick Barnes, man, you talk about, like you mentioned, the older coach. I remember him at Providence in the Big East, man. I looked at him. I said, he still looked the same except for the gray hair. I said, man, that's the guy from the Big East, from Providence. And, man, it's good to see that he has a really nice squad there at Tennessee. Got 2 great players, Chaz Lanier and Zakai Zeal in the backcourt. And ironically, Coach Barnes and Coach Sampson, their friendship goes back like 30, 40 years from the time in the North Carolina area. Coach Sampson mentioned, he always, not always, but every once in a while, he mentions how he and Rick Barnes are friends, have been great friends. But this week, or earlier in the week, Coach Sampson said during his media call that he remembers Coach Barnes was like 3 or 4 years older than Coach Sampson. And he saw Coach Barnes like in college when he was a senior in high school and remembers him back in the day. So they go back a long, long way. So the connection and the style of play, the Sunday game between Houston and Tennessee, gonna be a rock fight. Physical, back and forth, defense, hard nosed. If you don't like defense, you will not like Houston, Tennessee on Sunday. Houston, Tennessee on Sunday. That's going to be a dog fight, definitely. That's going to be a big game Sunday afternoon. I was thinking that when I saw both of them play last night. And I was surprised how Tennessee easily took care of Kentucky. Man, they ran them off the court. So, yeah, Houston going to have their hands full again on Sunday afternoon. Let's switch over to the women's side of it with the JuJu Watkins. Chris, did you happen to see the thing that went viral with JuJu Watkins and Jaden Daniels? Yes, I did. Sure did. Yeah, I opened the show with that as my opening show rant. What's your take on the way how Mrs. Daniels showed up on the scene there? She was a mom. she looked like she was a protective mom. And the story, I mean, it's good, see JuJu and Jaden talking, just chit-chatting, chopping it up,
Yeah.
first half. And then Jaden's mom came in, sat in between them. And one of my mentors had a different take on it. I think he was kind of being serious, but he was like, well, maybe she came down and talked to JuJu about representing her, for her pro career. So that's what it was all about. I don't know about that. Look like mom being mom. No, young lady, you better leave. You must leave my son alone.
Yeah, because the body language was not about signing her to a contract.
No.
It didn't look like that one bit.
Yeah, so it was funny.
I was going to say, well, gosh, Mama, do you know who this is? This is not this is a class act, seem to be a class act ball player who carries herself in the media and then publicly very well. Seemed like it would have been a little bit more nicer.
Right.
I think, but I think also they had it on the big screen too. They had showed them on the big screen there inside the arena.
Mm-hmm.
That might have.
Yeah. So it was funny, but it was a queen being a queen, man. She protecting her son, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. What's USC's chances of continuing on in the women's side of the tournament?
Well, they are diminished. Without question, you're losing one of the best players in the country. But Kiki Irfin, the post player, everybody's gonna have to just do a little bit more to do their part.
Rock
and we'll
City,
see how it goes. So, I mean,
you already know I'm locked into the back.
I was looking forward to USC UConn with JuJu going against Paige Beckers, but without that, it's going to be more difficult. And of course, UConn plays Oklahoma, so let me not disrespect Oklahoma like that. But USC, the players, no one needs to try to take it all upon themselves and to be JuJu. None of them are JuJu. JuJu is a special talent, but just do a little bit more. Each of them do a little bit more, and then give them a chance to win. And we'll see how it goes. No one's picking them now, so they can use that motivation as a chance. Kansas State, Ayoka Lee, 6'6" player, so matchup between her and Kiki Irfin in the post. Battle of Bigs will be interesting to watch. But this game is another example of let the player decide the outcome and not have it be a foul fest, 40, 50 fouls called in the game and no pace, no flow. USC, I think, can beat K-State without JuJu. I don't think they can beat UConn without JuJu.
Right. That's the matchup I think everybody wanted to see. Because JuJu and them, they went up to Storrs, Connecticut, and
won. They beat UConn by, I think, final score was by like 2 points. JuJu had a JuJu game. Yeah. So the injuries, real quick, George, I know we're kind of short on time here, but if you are JuJu's parents, JuJu's advisors, her representation, ACL recovery is at a minimum 9 months, roughly 9 months to 12 months. If she gets back in 9 months, that'll be in time for conference play next year in the 25-26 season. Would you want her to play in conference play, just conference play, or be a redshirt that you missed the entire season, and then after that, she would be eligible and old enough for the WNBA?
Very interesting. That's it would depend on the severity of her injury and how she's coming along in the recovery process. Because if she's not recovering as quickly as she could, we may have to redshirt her for next season. Because
I agree, because I always try to err on the health of the player, and I don't refer to them as student athletes because I'm not an employee of the university. They're players, they're student assets more and more in this big business of college athletics or semi-pro athletics. So if she's not physically ready, and I wish her a healthy recovery, not a speedy recovery. Don't rush the process. Don't try to come back too fast, because she still is a young lady. She still has a bright future. If it takes another year, so be it. Don't try to rush. Don't try to please anybody else but yourself. Listen to the doctors, the trainers, the medical staff, and once you're ready physically and mentally to come back, then come back. Don't rush the process.
Absolutely. Maybe even talk to the doctors that treated Paige Beckers too. Maybe get in contact with, get that second opinion, make sure. She seems to be doing well. Paige Beckers seems to be doing well from from her knee surgery.
Right, and it took Paige, a while to recover. Different players, different bodies, come back. Some players suffer ACLs more than once. Hopefully, JuJu, this is just one time. Get out of her young, her career at a young age, and she'll be healthy for the rest of her basketball career. But wish her a healthy recovery. Basketball today, men and women, all day long, George. I'm looking forward to it.
Same here. It's going to be some good women games. I think UConn, with the injury to with the JuJu, I have a feeling they're going to be able now to make it easily, not easily, but rather a less difficult road to the Final Four.
And UConn was playing well. They were playing their best ball at the right time. They were overwhelming the first two rounds, opponents in the first two rounds. Today against Oklahoma, that's going to be another fast-paced game. Both teams like to play fast. Oklahoma has a post player, Reagan Beers. I'm looking forward to her matchup with UConn's Sarah Strong. Sarah Strong is one of the top freshmen in the country in women's basketball. A lot of talented players on both sides. And George, I know last Saturday, my alma mater had not announced their head coach women's basketball. Well, a few days ago, they announced they had hired Matthew Mitchell as next head coach for Houston Cougars women's basketball. Coach Mitchell had success at Kentucky for years. He had to step down 5 years ago due to health. He had a health scare, really. He had a concussion. He had a blood clot in his brain after he suffered a fall, which forced him to retire due to health. But he is an upgrade at head coach. He's got a tall order to awaken Houston women's basketball and see if he could have any resemblance of the same success track record that Coach Sampson had on the men's side.
All right. Well, congratulations. Finally, you got an upgrade in coaching. Hopefully he can also it seems no reason why you should be able to get quality girl ball players, women ball players to come to the University of Houston. You got a good program and the whole line. Now the men's program done great. Great
city. Now he's got to turn it, he's got to wake up kids and keep the high school talent in Houston. So that's the start right there.
That's right. There you go. So next weekend, you're going to be somewhere. You're going to either be in Tampa or for the Final Four next weekend?
I'm going to be in Tampa. That's the plan. God willing, I'll be in Tampa. And if the UH men make it to the title game in San Antonio, I'm going to go from there to San Antonio.
Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that. That's why you're here, Chris Gardner. You got the credentials. Like we have it for the Super Bowl. Chris Gardner's Super Bowl is coming up for the NCAA tournament. Hey, BacSpin, this man has the men and female Final Four credentials.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds like you're talking to the man of the hour right here. It's March Madness, so it's only right, I love this time of year.
Indeed. Yes, sir.
Yes, and those games, enjoy the games today. And BacSpin, let's get your opinion on the JuJu Watkins and Jaden Daniels and Watkins, Daniels' mom come and get in between them. What was your take on that situation?
I mean, I think Jaden Daniels is a grown-ass man. I think his mom's is a little too maybe overprotective, but, I think she did her job, and now she needs to just let go and let this man lead his life. She can have her opinions and whatnot, but all of that getting in, between him and JuJu, I didn't think that was too cool. And not only that, it looks bad on him because it's like, you a mama's boy, your mama running your life, you know what I mean? So he just has to tell his mom, sometimes you just need to take a step back, let me do me,
Exactly. We saw it at the Gospel Soul Celebration during during Super Bowl week where he was presented the Player of the Year, the Rookie of the Year award, and you could get that vibe from her. How she's telling, oh no, you speak to him first. No. And she brought him over to me for a quick interview. I said, oh wow, you can tell she's in charge.
I'm trying to. Was LeBron James' mom like that in the beginning of his career?
I don't think she was. I mean,
no,
she wasn't that over-domineering.
Not overdone. No, I don't think so. Not at all.
No, she's about the party. She wanted the party. She had stepped up to a higher grade of party.
That's funny, right? She wasn't thinking about like LeBron, huh? She was thinking about herself.
And who she was meeting and everybody. A whole new world, man.
No doubt. For sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness. We gotta go, guys. Thank you so much, Rad, man. Appreciate you, man. The Real Deal Sports Show. You know how we do it every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. You guys have a great weekend, brother.
You too. Take care. Peace.
Be a good sport and check us out next week.
Yes, indeed. Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning right here on the Beat. Rock City, rock with me. Keep it where you need it. Coming up, y'all know what it is, man. It's the Back in Time Mix Show. It's on the way on the Beat 105.5. Keep it locked.
Excellent.